Shalom Vacha.
Welcome to everybody.
Welcome everybody. We're in the portion Va'etchanan, the book that Moses speak to us out of his knowledge, out of his comprehending the way he understood the divine while the divine is talking out of him. And what is the advantage in it? That we can understand more. And the second portion in the book of Deuteronomy, right?
Very good. You're getting it.
Yeah, getting it. Va'etchanan. Va'etchanan mean that Moses is like talking to God, is praying to God, is asking from God to get into the country. And God is telling him, do not talk to me about this issue anymore. Why? There's many reasons, but the most important reason is that God is telling to Moses that I've decided that you're not going to take Israel inside, Joshua is going to do it. But because you are praying and because you're asking, come, he took him to a high place and he showed him
an overview of the whole land.
Overview of the whole land, and it says in Kabbalah and the Midrashim that he showed him the future of Israel all the way to Rabbi Akiva. And he heard, Moses is hearing Rabbi Akiva saying words of Torah that he didn't hear himself saying it. But God is telling him all that Rabbi Akiva is saying is within your words, within your verses that you taught Israel. And then they parking before getting into Israel, and Moses is telling the Israelites, see, I want you to see, I want you to memorize, I want you to remember, I want you to bring up in your memory all the edot, chukim, umishpatim. How you will say that?
All the three levels of understanding what mitzvot you have. Edut are the testimony.
Chukim
are the statutes. Right, you remember that from the other part.
Yeah.
And mishpatim are all the laws that we learn out, like the judicial laws and everything of those nature that a society needs to sustain itself.
And why you need to remember that? Because remember, when you will come into the country and you go through your frictions, through your challenges, through your nisyonot, your tests, and while you dwell with the country, you will see that there's not just God, there's many other powers. You will see the stars, you will see the sky, you will see...
There appears there are many other powers, not that there is.
Exactly. It appears that there are more powers that controlling or ruling or guiding this reality. Remember that there's only one. All that you see is one. And then Moses is talking to the Israelites about the receiving the Torah. You remember what happened there, that God splitted heaven and earth to show you that all that there is above and below, it's only him. And then Moses going into the 10 commandments, and after the 10 commandments, he's finishing by Shema Israel, and remember that all God is doing is out of his love to you and out of the covenant that he
forged with you.
He forged with you and with your ancestors. And why
an eternal covenant.
And why is that important to remember? That this covenant is trying to tell us that when we're going through certain trials in life and we're going sometimes really low, really bottom,
rock bottom,
yeah, that's rock bottom. Remember that when you're reaching that place, maybe you will feel achzavat, disappointment with yourself. You will feel that you're not worthy, and then you'll go away out of God, out of this bond with the Torah. Remember the covenant, the brit, meaning that God, like when there's a covenant brit between man and a woman, that regardless whatever is happening, I'm not leaving the house. Even if we're going through frictions and everything, I will be always here. Same in parenthood. even maybe son and daughter with father and mother, sometimes there are
challenges,
challenges. We are here always for you. But because sometimes within our challenges we hit rock bottom, then there's a bad feeling with ourselves, meaning that we do not feel worthy, and then we will feel that we want to go away from this bond. God is reminding us, I wouldn't let you go. I will hold you in my hands. What does it mean, I will hold you in my hands? It's not that I mean I will talk with you, I will listen to you. No, I will hold you by hands, meaning only when you're really falling down, you need someone to hold you in your hand. And God is telling us that, and Moses is repeating to our ears, and remember the covenant, because he wouldn't let you go. Don't think that you are not worthy. Don't think that you are not
God
loved.
will always pick you up.
Always pick you up. There's always a gate to return. And then Moses is talking as well that if you will go away astray from his statutes and his mishpatim, his laws, so you can find yourself even killing a person, but you didn't really meant it. So then he give us 3 cities to run away.
Cities of refuge.
Cities of refuge. And then there's the 10 commandments. And like I said, he ends the portion by saying how much he loves us. And Moses, the last verse in this portion, and please, Moses Va'etchanan, meaning that Moses is not just asking, praying to God.
He's like supplicating himself in front of God. Real supplication, and it's incredible that the Torah portion is based on his 515 prayers that he offered up to God, and how much he wanted to really go in. And look at that. Today we're here. We're in the Holy Land, and people are just getting on a plane and coming in. And Moshe was on such a level, and he prayed. And God said, okay, on that merit, like Ayal said before, we're going to show it to you.
So, meaning when he showed the whole country to Moses, a person is where his thought is. So on a thought level, he already entered Israel. But his body couldn't get into Israel because that was duty and job of someone else to do. So in the end, Moses is telling us, please remember all those statutes, all those laws, because they will help you to do something very important, to reveal actually that all that there is around us is oneness, one, godliness, divine, and love. And in order to do that, God gave us the power in Mount Sinai, when he revealed the Torah to us. There's a beautiful talk of the Lubavitcher Rebbe that says, אתה הורית לדעת כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד. Meaning, you showed to the people of Israel, to their essence, to their soul, to their neshama, that really you are the one above and below, heaven,
nothing else,
down, earth, en od. What does it mean, en od? It says that the en od is halalo shel olam, meaning the whole universe. The whole universe is not mentioned when God creating the world in the 10 ma'amarot.
10 utterances.
Utterances, yeah, I learned them. The 10 utterances, Te'eser ma'amarot, when God created this world, this globe, in the 10 utterances. But the universe is not mentioned in those 10 utterances. So a person can think that when he will reveal, and science revealed like other form of living, like beside this country, beside this earth, so people can think that maybe they haven't been made or created by God. No, even them, they're created by God. And above, it's to understand that all the how do you say, elevations or spiritual levels that you can find in your life due to different spiritual practices, know that it's all one. And God gave us the power
That's
to
probably
feel
the
it.
biggest challenge that people have in the world, is to all the time, to see the oneness of God and how God is one above nature and also in nature at the same time. And nature, God gave us in a totally natural way. That we look at nature, we don't see godliness revealed, except like when the Baal Shem Tov would walk into nature, he'd say, "How wonderful are your creations, God." Right away, he would see God in the creation.
And that's to the extent of that, even if there's someone around you that right now is bothering you, or there's a situation or an event happened that shook you off your legs. I don't know, say when you felt that everything is comfortable in your life and suddenly something
rock your foundations.
Rock your foundation. Know that this is God as well, just trying to elevate you to a higher place, to reveal this oneness. And when you reveal that it's all from God, it helps you to go through certain tranquility, to feel rest within the rocky lives. And God gave us this power in Mount Sinai. And Rashi is saying that when God gave us the Torah, he opened 7 layers of heavens. And the same way that he split, the same way that he opened the 7 layers, the heavenly layers, as well he splitted the below and showed us that everything is one. Now, Rashi usually have like deep secrets within his translations, and it's like a strong question about the higher worlds, that when Rashi is using that God he opened the higher worlds, but when he talk about the below, Rashi is mentioning that kara et hatachtonim, he splitted, yeah? How do you say kara? Like more...
He totally like separated the lower world.
For example, how you would say when kriyat gzar din, kra gzar dinenu, how you would say that in English?
Gzar dinenu, that he nullified the judgment against us.
To nullify, so to likroa, really, that's in Hebrew, but in English it's to nullify the belows. What does it mean to nullify, and what does it mean open? Why Rashi, when he talk about the 7 heavens above, he said open? That's Lubavitcher Rebbe is asking this question. And when he talked about the below, he said to nullify them. He splitted them open, meaning he torn them completely, meaning that we need to do a certain movement with the below. So let's see first what's the difference between opening and nullifying completely. When someone is opening something, meaning the intention is that he's revealing something that is hidden. For example, the door is closed. When you open the door, you reveal the house. Suddenly, if there's a picture and something hiding it, you're opening this thing that hides the picture, then you can see the picture. But when someone is tearing apart, like nullifying something, meaning that he's breaking and nullifying that thing. For example, when we asking from God, kriyat gzar din, to nullify completely.
Like the best way, it annuls it totally. Annuls the decree, annuls all the. That's totally.
Annuls the decree.
Yeah.
So now we can understand why Rashi mentioned when to open the above. He say just open, because in the upper world there is like a high state of divine revelation of light. But just this light is hidden from us. So what God needed to do, just to open this curtain, and then we saw the divine lights in all 7 above worlds. But when God needed to show the Israelite the divine light within the above, within the earth, he needed to tear apart, like to nullify completely,
annul completely, yeah,
the earth and
right,
everything that is in it, and then to see the holiness within the physicality. So now we understand why using 2 words, because really when it's coming down to this, to reality and physicality, that's what the soul been received to do. We are here and we receive that power,
That mission.
that mission to nullify completely the physicality. Why? Because it seems like this world have a mind of its own. It have its own personalities, like ישות, תחושה של קיום עצמאי. תחושה של קיום עצמאי. How
That
do you
it appears to the people has its own separate existence.
Yes, like there's no God here.
Like that's why God gave us free choice, and He gave us nature that looks like nature, and world that looks like world, and everything that looks like, you know, I exist and it's mine and I'm here, and but you know what? Nothing exists really because we're all nullified to God. But it's a big challenge to see that.
And we need to reveal that everything around us, with all of our challenges and relationships, if they're going well or not going well, it's all from God. And to receive that feeling, one need really to nullify his own ego, really to break this like mask feeling that this world is a world that runs itself by itself. With no, you don't need God really here. We can run this world by itself.
Self-sustaining.
Self-sustaining. Yes.
Seems like it is.
It seems like it is. That's why Moses, through the whole portion, is reminding us the 10 Commandments. Is he reminding us, please remember that, and please learn them, and please teach them to your sons, because that's the way that you really will feel unity. That's the way you really find the divine, and the essence of the divine is love. And that's why Rashi is mentioning when he's the above just to open, but the below you need to really nullify it, to break it, and to reveal the divine within it. And God gave us this power. Yet how we reveal this power when we're facing a challenge and we feel so confused and so much friction, that's when we really need to talk to God. That's when we really need to pray and to ask from God to help us to grow through this challenge, and to see that actually everything is one, everything is Him, and the understanding of that, that in the end you will reach that it's all really love. It's all due and because of God's love to us. Good luck, and see you in the next portion.
Don't give up, keep trying, and with God's help you'll get there. And we're waiting for you in Tzfat. Come visit us.
Amen. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.